Yeah, I got a couple different screens open here. This one on the left is my personal calendar. This personal calendar has a whole bunch of data on it, and in particular, the data in this particular series is the MLB, Major League Baseball schedule for the 2025 year. So if we take a peek at this particular entry, I'll go ahead and get into it here. As I expand my personal Google Calendar open, you can see under guests, I added this guest here, which is create@calendarsnack.com. So when I do that to these individual events, we create a entry into the AWS Calendar Invite Server. So that happens every time I actually execute this simple command, create@calendarsnack.com. This drops off the calendar data into the AWS Calendar Invite Server and ends up in a user interface which we've built called Calendar Snack. Calendar Snack is a demo interface. We expose our APIs. So when you purchase the AWS Calendar Invite Server, you have access to the APIs to build cool apps like this one over here. In particular, I'm going to show you how we change data or enter data into it via using this command. So you can see over here the Baltimore Orioles versus the New York Mets is already in here. You'll see that this data is off this calendar here. You would know that since this is a demo. So let me demonstrate live. And just put in here, stop by the booth 323 while at the game and get a free drink as part of the demo. Now, when I hit save, it's going to do a change data update. It's going to talk to the AWS Calendar Invite Server and change this particular message right here in this data dashboard. So let me just do a refresh. And you'll see here in a second, it will actually refresh this page and make sure I got the right one here. Baltimore Orioles, I do, the 15th. And there you go, right here, you'll see that the data here was updated. Now, what happens in our invite engine, once the data is coming off the personal calendar or business calendar, in this case here, a sporting calendar that's been set up in the data set, you can take this engine here and do many different things with our APIs. So our APIs are demonstrated here. We have just a couple for demo here, but in particular, I'm going to demonstrate API number 1, which is a single calendar invitation send. So once that data is in the AWS Calendar Invite Server, we're talking to it via our APIs right here. We have 9 APIs. They're talking to the API gateway, and we're building out upcoming web pages and or ability to display all upcoming events, and then attach a email address, a bulk email address, and send out bulk calendar invitations. Today, I'm just demonstrating this one here, which is the ability to go get in a full array of upcoming event data, display them in a page. That page has a clickable button. That clickable button is get the invite here. Metaphorically, it could be anything, but essentially a button. When someone clicks the button and first puts their email address in, second clicks the button, we join this API here to the email address of zach@techvader.com for the demo, and we go get the invitation itself, the calendar invite data in the AWS Calendar Invite Server, and match it to the UID of DynamoDB, and then talk to AWS SES raw and actually build this calendar invite on the fly that's in the database, and we send out the calendar invitations. So that whole thing happens right here in the demo, and I will demonstrate it now. I'm just going to go ahead and build a quick event page. This is a demo engine. I'm just going to populate the page real quick. I'm going to expand it out, and voila, you have your upcoming events landing page, which is essentially all this data out of here into a landing page live. You can share it. And so when I share it and I go to somebody like Zach, I click these buttons here. Zach puts his email address in. When he clicks these buttons, it could be on an iPad, a big screen, or in this case here, just a laptop demo. He's sending calendar invites out for these particular games to his email address. And once they're landed in his email box, we actually track that data on the back end. And that data is tracked via the tracking engine which we've built. And I'll stop the demo there. That's probably enough. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.